Hello, everyone. It is Friday night. Friday night, what date is it? The 10th of November. And I am here tonight in between dropping my son. He's gone to his high school formal tonight. Interesting because he actually didn't do year 12. He finished at the end of year 11, but they invited past students to attend the formal tonight. So that's kind of nice. He gets to go and spend some time with his friends. I've dropped him over at Terrigal, and then once he's done at about 11 o'clock, I have to go pick him up. So there we go. How are we all? I see we've had a few people here for a while. Hey, Shirley and Margaret, you two are the first two here tonight. Hey, Donna. Hi, Rose. Hi, Janine. Hey, Lynn. How are you? How is the Northern Territory today? You're our Northern Territory rep. Marilyn, I got your email just before I went live, so I haven't had time to reply yet, but thank you so very much. Let me see who else we got. Joan. Hi. Oh, we've got both Joans. We've got two Joans. And Glenda and Narelle. Hey, Narelle. Which of our team members are doing the onstage event tomorrow? It's a virtual event. So if you're a demonstrator, all demonstrators are invited to the virtual events. Customers aren't allowed to attend. I'm sorry. They're like a training for demonstrators that Stampin' Up puts on. We have one tomorrow, which is an online thing at our computers, so we can all be in our own spaces and at home. You are, Rose? Good. I hope you have fun. They're always heaps of fun, and there's lots of prizes. And to be honest, I'm surprised more people don't do them. I mean, I know it's not a full day. It's from 12 to 5:30, if I'm not mistaken. You're doing it, Denise? Great. Good to have a few people going to be there tomorrow. And then we have an in-person one in Melbourne next March. So the March one, if you love getting together with demonstrators and crafting for a few days straight at a big event like that, then you just need to make sure you're a demonstrator. I think, I'm not sure. I think registration's open next week, but they'll be open for a while, so long as it doesn't sell out. So I know you're excited for On Stage at Home, Nicole. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Me too. You're hoping you'll be able to? Yes. We'll take lots of breaks. That's my suggestions for you, Shirley. Take lots and lots of breaks. Have lots of water. Make sure that you rest whenever you need to. It is absolutely worth it. It is. They do such great events, and there'll be, like I said, there'll be prizes and all sorts of things, and you won't want to miss out on all that. So those of you who are registered, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to. Actually, did I show what I know I showed my team, but did I show you guys what some goodies that they sent us, some freebies that they sent us when we registered? If you registered early, you got some extra gifts, and I'm happy to show those to you if anyone wants to see them if you haven't, but you might have already seen them. That's all right, Glenda. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, I did a craft room tour earlier today. It was such a beautiful day, and it came into my mind, maybe people would like to see where I work and how it all, some behind the scenes kind of stuff. And so that's why I did. If you didn't see that video, it went up earlier today. So I think it was, about 10:30 this morning. And the first 45 seconds, there's no sound. So embarrassing. But I thought for a second, should I start it over? And then I thought, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to, done is better than perfect. I'm just going to let it go. So, yes, you'd like to see us? Oh, good. Okay, let me grab them. They're in a special box. Here we go. All right. So, this is the box that arrived. And what I will do is I will switch over to the desk so that you can see it there. And you might be able to see the onstage logo here. And these were just sent out to everybody who registered early for onstage. So if you registered right at the last minute, or if you just joined as a demonstrator and you got your those people who joined last month got the registration for free. Such a good perk. So, yep. All right. So this is the box that came in. Really nice box, actually. I really like it. And I'm going to open it all up, and then we can see what's inside. All right, so this is what was sent out. It's quite heavy too. It would have cost them a bit to mail it, I imagine. This is the puzzle. Okay, it's actually a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle with the onstage logo. That's what it is on the back. I haven't had time to sit down and make it yet, but you know, there's a little, just for fun. Does anyone else do puzzles at Christmas time? We do here. Last year, my son, we were trying to get him interested in a puzzle. So this is what the puzzle makes. Okay, 500 pieces, and we got a 1,000-piece puzzle last year of the Mandalorian. For those of you who don't know, that's a Star Wars character, and we made it up between Christmas and New Year. We had pieces all over the table, and it was actually heaps of fun. Every time somebody walked by, they would, you know, have a go at filling in a few pieces. So this is one of the things, and it's in a nice box. So I figure even when after I've done the puzzle, I think I'll keep the box because the box is really cool. It's like, I don't know if you can see it. It's got like a really nice finish to it. So that was the first thing. These are just random items. They don't, you know, they're just for fun. There's a pair of socks, you know, with Stampin' Up on them. There's some Stampin' Up pens, which is rather cool. There's a hello, my name is that I could wear tomorrow if I wanted to, but I probably won't. And there's a little onstage pin to pop on your shirt, on your lapel. There is the 35 years Stampin' Up Inspire, Create, Share little I don't know, little card. And then there's some of these things that you, oh, that one got broken. But you can actually put some of these on if you want to. There's some fun props that people can do. So there's just a card. There's some fun little things. You could attach these and pop them in a centerpiece maybe. That would look really cool. Maybe. And then there's a hat. And there's some stickers that say on stage. And then there's little glasses. These are kind of fun. And then down the bottom there's a, oh look, there's a bow tie. There's more of these little stick things. Oh, there's some glue dots to stick the things onto the stick things. And then there's a notepad, which has got Stampin' Up on the pages. There's some stickers and things in the pockets there. So these were all for free, and they just came out to those of us who registered early. So that's kind of cool. And there's also, I think, all the props. Yeah, the props were in this little, yeah, photo props. So to take photos and that kind of stuff. So there you go. That's what all that is. And this came out to us, so we got it a couple of weeks ago. You love puzzles? It is a nice pin. It's a really nice pin. So yeah, lots of fun things. These are just for fun. And I guess that was one way they got people to register early, was they said if you register early, then you could possibly get one of these boxes. So I was sure to register early because I wanted one. So there you go. Who got one? We got some people here who got them. Hey, Ellen, nice to see you. Oh, the camera needs cleaning again? Really? I cleaned it earlier. I wonder what's going on there. It looks okay now. It's only when I get up, I think when I have really dark colors. Interesting. Anyway, okay. All right. So we shall get started, I think. And I've borrowed, some of you know, I've borrowed this from Denise. I'm going to actually use this on for the second card. So I'm going to pop that aside for a minute. And first of all, we're going to do something with the Garden Meadow set because this is new out. These came out. We have a whole bunch of online exclusives that came out on the 7th, last Tuesday. And they're, you love the book. It is a really big notepad, isn't it? It's blurry. Still blurry? Why is it blurry? Because I specifically tried to clean it before I started. Do I have a cloth that I could use? Let me just see if I do. I maybe do have a cloth. Let me have a look. Maybe not. I don't think I do. Here we go. I'm going to quickly try and wipe up the camera and see if it comes better. Sorry about this. Your fingers do it every time. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because I did clean it earlier today. You got one, Ellen? That's good. Let's see if that's any better. That looks pretty clear, doesn't it? Let's see if that works. Okay. All right. Let me have a look. Did I miss any questions? I don't think so. Denise got one. Ellen got one. Nicole got one. Margaret got one. Rose got one. So we've got lots of people who got them. That's really good. I love it when they give away gifts, and then there'll be more prizes and gifts tomorrow. So yay. All right. So I'm actually going to stamp from this tonight. I just thought let's stamp ourselves a wheelbarrow. And I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring with it. I'm just going to grab a mat to put underneath. And then I'm going to, and I'm deciding what colour I want to stamp this, because sometimes I do, because I'm going to colour it. And I think tonight I'll colour it with blends. So I can either use Memento or I can use any water-based ink. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe, oh, is it better now? Good. Excellent. Glad to hear. Okay. All right. So I don't know how that happens, but anyway. All right. So we can use any color we like. We don't have to go black. And sometimes I think black can be quite harsh. So maybe instead of black, we'll go with Pebble Path. Pebble Path is kind of a gray-brown kind of color. It's a browny tone with some gray to it. So let me pop this in here and let's see how we go. So I remember I did a blends coloring a while back. I don't even remember what it was, but I'm going to try that again. But I remember when I did that, a couple of people were surprised that you don't have to use Memento. It just has to be a water-based ink. Memento is a water-based ink, but it's not the only option. You can use any color you like. You just can't use StazOn with your blends, because if you use StazOn and blends together, they make the blends, the StazOn will bleed when you use the blends. So there you go. What were the gifts for? They were for people who registered for Onstage, which is on tomorrow, Cheryl. So if you registered early, you got a gift. Okay, so there's always perks of these things to for people to, you know, register early, or there are so many gifts and things they give away at these days. I just think that attending on-stage events and events like this, it's such a perk of being a demonstrator, and you'd be crazy to miss it if you're a demonstrator. So I'm always surprised that people sometimes wish they'd done it later, but that's okay. We also get to see the brand new catalog tomorrow, so that's exciting, and the celebration stuff that will be coming out in January. So excited about that. And those of us who are attending tomorrow can order from a selected list of the new products tomorrow as well. So I'm very excited to see that. And my awesome team, my leader group, which is Denise and Ellen and Courtney, the four of us, last time we had a new catalog, we did a webinar for all the teams so they can see all the different products that we bought and what they could maybe do with them. How's that looking? That's looking rather nice, isn't it? So I'm just using Smoky Slate here, if you're wondering. This is Smoky Slate. On stage is always worth it. I agree, Ellen. It's fantastic. All right, I'm going to do, this always amuses me. These are the black blends, okay, which look almost grey, but if you look on the side there, this is dark basic black and this is light black. So dark black and light black, but really they're kind of nearly the same. There's not a lot of difference between them. So let's see if we can notice any difference. So if I do the dark black down the bottom, at the bottom of my wheel here, and let's see if we can notice the light black. I don't think there's going to be much difference. No, there isn't much difference. It's almost impossible to, maybe a slight difference, but not much. So I'm using the paintbrush end of my blends, and I'm very, very lightly colouring in. So when you use your blends, you don't want to overdo it. If you're colouring and colouring to get them to blend, like I went over this, I did the dark first and then I used the light one to blend that dark one, and you can kind of see how it goes from dark to light here, this grey, which looks really nice. But what you need to be careful of is if you put a lot of colour over the line that you're trying to blend and you keep adding colour and adding colour, it can bleed. So you need to be careful. If you're blending close to an outline, pull back from the outline a little bit so that it doesn't bleed over the line. I hope that makes some sense. All right, so I'm going to use my smoky slate. This is the light one. I'm just going to, actually I'm going to use my thin end. I'm going to colour in here. It's looking good. And then I'm going to add a bit under here as well. But I also want to have some dark, so to create some shadow here. So I'm only doing part of this in the light. I'm just going to kind of talk through my process as I'm doing the blends. If you don't have blends markers, I mean, it's not mandatory to have them. You can use other types of markers, such as you know, Stampin' Up markers, but blends, the color saturation on the blends I think is fantastic, and so it can be, it's a really good product to work with. I'm thinking maybe I will use some light real red. This is it here for my handle. I'll put a red handle on our wheelbarrow. All right, so then we need to have some flowers, and I think maybe some yellow and red flowers would look really good. So will we go lemon lolly or daffodil? This is light lemon lolly. And I'm wondering if we want to have, also I have light daffodil as well. The daffodil is brighter, of course. So this is dark daffodil and this is light daffodil. So let me try with that. You excited? I know, Nicole. It's very exciting. And I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. Whoops, this one. Guess what? That one is all dried up. That one can go in the bin. In the bin it goes, so I don't ever try and use it again. That's better. This is the light one. And I'm just going to go along and just colour in a few here and there. And because they're so little, there's not a lot of point in blending with them. If you want them to be darker, you can come in with the dark daffodil and, you know, add a bit more colour. Maybe some colour there in the middle. But like I said, because they're so tiny, there's not much blending work to do. But that does look good, actually. All right. So then I'm thinking, what colour will I go up to? We could do some freesia. Those would look nice. Oh, is this Highland Heather? Hang on. This is Highland Heather. Highland Heather or freesia? Let's see. See, these are the freesia. There's not a huge difference between them. Let's have a look on a scrap here and see. All right, so this is light fresh freesia. Let's have a look at the difference. It's kind of got a bit of a pinky tone to it. And then this is dark fresh freesia. You can see there's a bit of difference between those two. And then we have light Highland Heather. And one of the things I've got going in my team this month, we're doing a team challenge, and our team challenge is purple. It's Jacaranda month, right? So you can see there's quite a bit of difference between those colors. So these are the fresh freesias and these are the Highland Heathers. So shall we go the lighter or the darker one for some of these flowers? They do give a look of depth. I agree, Nicole. That's very well said. Oh, that's all right, Monique. You never have to apologize for being late. Your order that you just made 2 days ago is coming today. Yay. We love that, right? Hey, Susan. Nice to see you here. All right. So did we decide whether we wanted to go with fresh freesia or Highland Heather? I'm leaning towards the Fresh Freesia, to be honest. So here's the Highland Heather. Let me move that out of the way so I don't get confused. And let's jump in with some Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to add some of these here and there. And a little dot of dark in the middle of each one. If you use blends, dark and light, whilst they're still wet, they blend much more easily. And that's why you should only do small amounts at a time. Now, shall I do Real Red for the leftover flowers, or will I do Poppy Parade? Poppy Parade is a bit more orangey. Real Red is more like Fire Engine Red. Do you want to do another? Let's do another color comparison. So I don't have all the blends. I'm gradually getting there. I'm slowly adding to my collection. I really need to jump in and, okay, so these are Real Red, dark and light. You see those two? Fresh Freesia, yeah, that's how I went with it. And then this is Poppy Parade. Okay, so Poppy Parade, that's dark, and this one should be light. Yes, this is Poppy Parade. This has got a lot more orange in it. I think maybe the Poppy Parade. I think that might look really nice. Oh, and Leslie agrees, so that's good. All right, let's start with the light. I'm just going to add a little bit of a colour here and there with this. Is that all the flowers? I think it is. Now, I am going to go back in here with my light Highland Heather, even though I know that's not what we used before, and add some colour here to the backs. Because they look like they could be hyacinths there at the backs, or even maybe lavender or something, but more likely hyacinths. There we go, like that. And then, of course, we need to add some greenery. So the question will be, what green? The green is going to make a big difference depending on which one we use. What have I got? Let's see. I've got Shaded Spruce. I've got Old Olive. That's definitely better than the Shaded Spruce. I'm putting the Shaded Spruce back. I've got Granny Apple Green, and I have Mossy Meadow. The Granny Apple Green would be the brightest. So that would be this. Do you think Granny Apple Green or Old Olive? I think one or the other. Is there a part handle in the flowers? Oh, is it? I don't think so. These just look like leaves to me in here. Granny Apple Green. Oh, Rose was first, and Rose said Old Olive. And Leslie and Joan said Granny Apple, but Moira said Olive. So Rose is first, so it looks like that's okay, Cheryl. That's fine. Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, Bronwyn's just answering your note as well, Cheryl. You know how good it is that it's great news for your family. All right, let's try with the light Old Olive, and I'm going to I'm going to use the thin end. And I'm going to do most of them in the light, and I'm going to leave a couple in, and I'll do a few in the dark. Here we go. That's quite nice, isn't it? When you add green, it makes upper left. This, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Does it? I don't think it's a tool. If it is, it bothers me because it shouldn't be there. So, some of the darker ones now. Don't you just love it when you color something and it's almost like it comes alive, right? I think a little bit there. A little bit there. Have I missed any? This here, what do we think that is? Oh, that's all right, Dolores. Oh, it's the other handle of the wheelbarrow. Now I understand. Silly me. Well, I used light Real Red for the other one, so I'm going to use that for this as well. So now it's a bit more obvious, isn't it? All right, the other thing is I need to do the edge of the wheelbarrow, and I'm going to use light smoky slate for that. I'm going to use the thin end, and if you leave a little bit of it white, it looks like as light is hitting it. So it's okay if you don't color the whole thing in. There we go. Happy with that. That's looking really nice. Ah, see, I didn't pick that. You guys are correct. It is the other handle. I'm going to add a little bit of smoky slate here too. Well, there you go. Wait, I just learned something. All right, I'm going to grab my dies. And the dies that I want for this are the Meadow dies. I think they're on my table actually. I had them out when I did a class this week, and now I'm wondering, does anyone remember, is it a big set of dies or a small set of dies? Maybe. Oh, here they are, I think. Oh, no. Nope, that's not them. That's a different set of dies. Huh. Well, it looks like I may have to cut it out by hand the way I'm going. Oh, got them. Big set of dies. Found them. Here they are. That'll learn me for not putting them away. All right. So, what's nice about this? Now, if I was going to put this on a card as it is and not cut it out, okay, so here's my die to cut it out. If I was going to go and put that straight onto a card, which I could, I would go around the whole thing with a shadow blend. And my favorite color to shadow blend with is either light or dark Pool Party. Okay, and so when I do this, I go right around the whole thing, and I just put a thinner than this. I probably would use my skinny end, a thin layer of the Pool Party all the way around, and it kind of just looks like it highlights it. Looks fantastic. But I'm actually going to cut it out. So you know what? I think if I'd gone to cut this out, I would have realized that that was a handle, because it it cuts that handle out, doesn't it? All right, so let's move all these blends out of the way. And I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine in. Let's grab that. And I'm going to scroll out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. You also get a bit of a look at my very messy desk, because there's blends and goodness knows what everywhere. But that's okay. Desks are meant to get messy when you're creating, and then, then I tidy up when I have time. Sometimes that doesn't happen nearly as soon as it should, but that's okay. All right. Grabbing my top plate, and I'm going to roll it through. Yes, I found them. I found my 6x6 dies. They were still sitting on the desk from when I did a class. Okay, so this is how this looks. Looking good, right? I do very much like that there is a die for every image in the Garden Meadow set. And that's a bit unusual. Quite often there'll be some things the words don't, but all the actual pictures, all the images have a matching die. So that's really cool. Now I'm thinking how I want to do this. There are a number of options. I'm thinking that we will grab some basic white paper. Let me see if I have any. Okay. I'm going to grab basic white plain, and of course basic white thick for my card base. Here we go. All right. So basic white thick here. then this piece here, I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this with my trimmer. Ugh. I'm having one of those days where nothing is where it should be. Nothing at all. I just can't even see things that are right in front of my eyes. Oh, my trimmer's right next to my desk. That's where it is. All right, let's move this down so that you can see again what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to, this is my thinner basic white, and I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this to card front size, which is in centimeters 14.3 by 10. So if you're doing inches, that would be 4 inches by 5 1/4, I think is right. All right. And I'm thinking I want to put this on here, but I'm thinking I'm going to add some paper. So, of course, we have this beautiful, beautiful DSP. So gorgeous. I think most of you have seen it by now. If you haven't, it's just stunning, right? So they actually had somebody at Stampin' Up commissioned or paid to paint these beautiful pastel paintings. Absolutely gorgeous. And I think I heard, somebody might be able to tell me if I'm right. Is he vocal tonight? Oh, you know, I hadn't even noticed, Shirley. I barely hear him. When the kids were little, I used to freak out every time he made noise because I was worried he was going to wake them up. And these days I hardly hear him at all. But I love what's on the back as well. The back patterns are also gorgeous. I mean, this is a bit Monet, don't you think? Just beautiful. So they're done in pastels. I think I heard someone say that they actually painted them in this size. Sometimes they paint big paintings and then reduce them down for the paper, but I think I heard them say that they actually made them this size, but someone can correct me if that's not right. Nicole, you asked me, do you use the bigger die machine more or the mini more? I use the mini when I travel. So if I'm doing a class away from home, I do a class up in the Hunter Valley once a month. And when I go up there, I usually take the mini. It's much lighter to carry. It works really well for my purposes. You don't need as much room on the table. But here at home, because I'm using such huge quantities of paper and, cutting up for all kinds of things, I usually use my big one here. So I do sometimes use, and I use the mini sometimes on my videos because it's easy to put on the desk, but it was out of reach tonight, and I grabbed my main machine. So the paper is stunning. I know, right? You bought 3 packets. Yes, me too. Correct. Yeah, that's what I thought I saw too. And thank you for confirming that, Nicole. Nicole also said on the video they painted it in 6x6 format. So this is the size it was painted, and then they just turned it into beautiful paper. So there you go. All right, so what I want to do is I want to have this here, but I want to have a piece of paper down the side. Now, that is not going to match. And because we've got all these colors, we're going to have to be careful about what we put. Because if I was to use, for example, this paper, it doesn't look too bad because we've got purple and yellow and we're getting away with that. So we'd probably be all right with that. That would be all right. But some of them absolutely wouldn't be okay. I think we probably would be safer with some of the backs for this. Okay. Let me see. Do we have anything? Because I want to use something that's got some of these colors, like probably the purple and the yellow. Let's see. So this has got some of the yellow in it. I mean, this might not work. We might not do this. All right. So that might work. Possibly. We used, this has got Granny Apple Green in it, but we didn't use Granny Apple. We used Old Olives. So I'm just looking here to see if there's any of these colors that are actually going to work. Or maybe I'm going to do something different because I don't think it's going to be quite right. Looking at these. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Such stunning paper. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. I love, love, love it. I like this too, but that's not going to work. The blue doesn't really work. So isn't it beautiful though? Do you think Cookie is calming? Well, that's, maybe you would feel differently if you were trying to keep him quiet when small children are trying to sleep, but I actually, like I said, I don't notice him anymore. And I have had him for 24 years, so yeah. So another option here is we have either some stamping or we have something in the background here, and that could also work for us. So I've got a couple of ideas that we could use. We could use a blending brush and add some color behind. That would look really nice. Maybe some lemon lolly or even daffodil would look really good coming out from behind here. That's a possibility. Another option would be some stamping in the background. Now we do have, and I was playing with it today, we do have a new stamp set. And the new stamp set, this is one of them, is called Of Art and Texture. I could do some texture behind here with my Of Art and Texture stamp set, and that would look really nice as well. It's so distracting, I know. It is, Bronwyn. So I keep looking at it instead of using it. Yeah. Buy a second pack and just chop into the first pack and don't care. And the second pack, you can just look at it. Wheelbarrow on the path. Yep. I was thinking that some of these look like, you know, you could make paths and things out of these. Brick embossing folder. Yes, that would be nice. Shall we do that? And now I've got an idea of something I'd like to do. All right. All right, let's grab our brick embossing folder. I only just got this folder and I really like it. It's called, is it the Distressed Brick? I can't remember. I need to look it up. Let me look this up. It's one of my favorite new folders. I actually bought it to go with this particular stamp set and this paper, and I've been using it ever since. It's not my absolute favorite at the moment is the Distressed Tile, and this is probably my second favorite at the moment. So this one is called Exposed Brick. There you go. That's what it's called. It's called Exposed Brick. Oh, we could do a mask with some of the paste. Oh, but I haven't looked at my mask for a while. I probably need to see if the pastes have dried up. But I'm thinking, let me cut this to size. I'm actually going to cut this a little bit smaller. Okay, so our paper is 10 wide. So I'm going to cut this, thinking. I'm going to cut this at 8.5. Okay, and I'm going to cut across at, I'm going to go 6.5. I can always cut it down if it's not enough. Let me see. Actually, that'll be really good. So I'm going to run this through my exposed brick folder. Can you see that beautiful design on there? I love this design. It's so nice. All right. So I'm going to quickly run that through my cut and emboss machine. And I'm going to do it so fast that I'm not even going to bring the cut and emboss machine over to the desk. All right. So what I'm thinking about doing is adding this to here, but I'm wondering if I need a mat around it. Maybe. Do you think we need a mat around it? That's a possibility. If we put a mat around it, I would probably pick one of the colors out of here. So either maybe lemon lolly, or maybe old olive, or maybe the Highland heather or the fresh freesia. What do you think? Shall we try maybe some fresh freesia? Let's see how that looks. And so this is 6.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to make this 9 by 7. And this is going to go in here. And then this is going to go in here. And this is going to go over here like this. Does that make sense? It's starting to make sense what we're doing. Now we could do a little bit of blending over the top of this with a blending brush if I want to highlight the bricks more. Do we want to do that? What do you think about that idea? I haven't decided whether that's going to look good, but we're about to find out. I'm going to give it a whirl. Right, so I'm using my Fresh Freesia with a blending brush, and I'm going to come in here and just very lightly go over it. And it's going to, what's nice is it's going to pull out some of that design. Can you see that? So it's starting to highlight that. For those of you who don't know this, last Tuesday I did my first Technique Tuesday, where I had a technique I wanted to show, and I thought, well, maybe I've been wanting to go do a daytime slot for a while because I had a few people telling me they can't watch me at night. And so I was thinking, how's that looking? Do we like that? Oh, Pebble Path, that would have been good. 2 rows. Maybe I should have done that, but never mind. We've done this now, so I'm committed. Right, so looking like this. Okay, and like this. Starting to come together. Right, let's glue this on. I'm going to use just good old seal for this. Now, here's a little thing. I had someone asking me about seal the other day. When you use seal, okay, you want to use it, don't hold it up too high. Okay, so don't hold it up like this. Hold it down lower as you do it. And when you get to the end of where you want to finish, then tip it up and snap it off. Okay, if you just lift it at the end, it comes off like spaghetti, and that's when you can get like you can gum up the mechanism. So it works much better if you can lift it at the end, and you won't have that horrible gummed up experience where it all wheels back on itself, usually. All right. Now, do I just want to put this on here? I think I do. I was thinking about putting it on dimensionals, but I think I'll put my wheelbarrow on dimensionals. So I'm going to put this straight down. So same again, low and then lift it. Low, lift, low, lift, low, lift, and that will work for you. All right, so what I want to do here is I want to have about the same amount of distance at the top, the side, and the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to have that over here like this. All right, now I'm thinking in the stamp set, the Garden Meadow stamp set, we've got a few words. We can have thinking of you. I can't imagine having a better friend. Happy birthday. Every day is a fresh start, or hello. The hello has been getting a workout. Okay, does anyone have particularly a greeting that they would like me to use? It needs to go up here in this space, and I can either put it on a banner or I can stamp it straight on. Because I've got these things extra and added to the base, I'm thinking about stamping it straight on. And if I get it crooked or make a mess of it, I can always stick a banner over the top, right? So let's pop this on. I'm going to use some dimensionals. See how the color has come through the back? That is perfectly normal when you're using alcohol markers. Don't be alarmed about that. That is normal, and that's how it should look. It should saturate your paper. All right, so let's pop this over. So this is all new stuff. If you're wondering, you're thinking about this. All right, now, before I put this on, the other thing I want to do is I want to create a little bit of a ground for this, because I don't want it to look like it's floating in the air. So I'm actually going to get my paintbrush end of my light smoky slate, and I'm actually going to draw a little bit of a shadow under here. And you're thinking, that looks weird. I know, but when you put your piece on top, it doesn't. Like that. Okay, it looks like it's part of the shadow. All right. So I'm thinking I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, which is a stronger purple, for my sentiment. I haven't had the problem with that, Nicole, since I've been doing the lift all the time. It seems to have fixed a lot. Yeah, Monique said the same thing. So do we want Thinking of You? Because that's quite nice. Or do we want, I can't imagine having a better friend. That's nice, but it's bigger. I'm thinking of You might be good. Or the Hello. One of those two. Oh, they would look cute. I do like it, but I tell you what, I went through a few at the beginning before I got used to it. I wasn't very happy that I seemed to go through so many of them. Did not make me happy at all, but I like them now. So, right, I'm going to go Thinking of You. Whoop, I need to make sure that's going to stamp properly. All right. Now this needs to go onto our card base. I need to put a bone photo. So I can put it straight on like this. I could put a mat behind it, or I can just put the white straight on and not have a mat. Given that we have a mat here, do you think we need a mat around this as well? Because I don't mind it just as it is. The other thing I was thinking about adding would be a little piece of, let me see if I have any handy. Oh, maybe. I was thinking about adding some silver glitter paper, because you know you can never have enough silver glitter paper, right? So you know, a very, very thin slip of it, either along here or down here. Let me see. We might not need any. I'm going to turn this over. I like to, this is a little tip for you. I like to turn over my paper. So when you're using glimmer paper on your trimmer, turn it down so it's glimmer side down, because it's easier on your blade. The top, this side, is like sandpaper, and it will wear your blade down if you're using it quite a bit. So, all right. So we know, here's some options. I can have this going straight across here, and that would look rather nice. All right. A little bit shiny there. That would look good. Or I can have it going down here, and that would look okay as well. Or I don't think I want it in the center. So either, I would think either across the bottom or down the side here. What do you guys think? Do we like the silver, or would you prefer it without? No glitter for a garden theme. Oh, vellum, says Myra. Why didn't I think of that? Edge of card in ink. Yes, we could do that. Oh, look what I've done. I've got, how did I get purple on there? Well, looks like we're going to be cutting that down just ever so slightly, doesn't it? Let me see. Can I do that? I'm going to just take off a tiny, tiny edge. How did I manage that? There we go. That looks better. And then I need to probably pop something behind that so it doesn't. All right. So we've taken a little edge off that, which looks okay. But I am going to do as was suggested, and I'm going to bring in, actually, I think I have a purple sponge filter handy. Yep, I do. And let's, have I got purple on my fingers? I don't know where that came from. Did anyone notice when I did that? So I've got some people saying that I shouldn't do anything else to it, and other people saying that I could stick the silver along the bottom. No glitter for a garden theme, says Cindy. How are you, Cindy? Nice to see you here. All right, we probably need some bling though, hey? If we're not going to add a bit of silver, then maybe just some rhinestones or some pearls or something. Oh, I know what we have. I think I have just the perfect thing. All right, so I've edged the whole thing in Fresh Freesia. Yes to bling, says Moira. Okay. All right, so let's... Okay. All right, well, I'm going to be covering this up, and I'm going to grab myself a bone folder. The week I do a class here, I have stuff everywhere for days. Everywhere. My bone folder's disappeared, but that's okay. That's okay. Let me just use my Winker Stella. Not the same, but it'll do. See, I made a mark, but that's okay. I'll use the other side. And let's pop that on there. Okay. And we'll add our bling as the last thing we're going to do. I'm kind of taking my time tonight. I'm sorry if I'm dragging the chain a little bit, aren't I? That's okay. The next card is super quick and easy. So, all right. So you can see that I've got a little bit more of a gap there because that's the side where I cut the piece off. All right. Let me. There we go. Now it's right. But we still do need the bling, and I know what bling to use. The iridescent rhinestones are always good. The tinsel gems is exactly what I'm thinking of, Bronwyn. So yes, you guessed it. These are also nice. The gold in the pastel gems, those are nice too. Now the tinsel gems was what I was thinking of, and I'm just looking for them. These guys here, these ones, these are the faceted gems that are in the mini, the faceted gems trio. They're really nice, but currently, last time I looked, unless they've come in today, those were out of stock temporarily. So hopefully they'll be back soon. Yes, these are the tinsel gems, and they've got Fresh Freesia. Look, Fresh Freesia in there. And what's nice about these, if you haven't had a good look at them, they've got like little tiny bits of glitter inside. Okay, super cute. All right, so there's large and small. So I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. I'm going to use a big one. And I'm deciding where I want to have them. Maybe one of the big ones right about here. And then we'll have a couple of little guys. I've had a couple of these packs, gone through them quite a bit. And another little one. Come on, up you come. It doesn't want to come up. Oh, that's two. Never rains, it pours, right? Instead of one, I've got two. All right. So what do you think? Is this a finished card? Something a little different. I didn't know that's what I was going to make tonight, but I'm glad I did. Oh, yeah, we could have used the butterflies, the bold brass, or the bold brass, the bold brass dragonflies and birds that match this set, that come with this set as part of the suite. So that would be a good idea. All right, so that's one card. One card is done. And then card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, Denise, if you're still with me, this is actually my set, but Denise was good enough to lend me her set, and then I managed to procure one for myself. These are the new metallic gold, what are they called? Gold brushed gold cards and envelopes that are in the mini catalogue, and they are already pre-scored, so all you have to do is fold them over, use a bone folder if you can find one, and you can see the design of the foil is a little bit different front and back. Like this one is wider here, and this one is thinner and pointier, so you can use either one. Either one is good. And then what I thought I would do is I could go the vellum route. Of course I could, but I'm actually thinking about going with one of the scalloped contour dies. So I'm just going to have a look and see if I've got one in my use it up box, as Ellen likes to call it, or what I call it is my box of scraps. And let me see. So I've got this shape. That's not the right color. I would want that to be in white probably. It's very nice, isn't it? But that's the size I was thinking of. Let me see. No, might have to cut one. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. That's okay. I love this paper though, isn't it nice? You're there, yay! Something that I have, and I'm thinking, I haven't decided whether I'm going to do this, but I'm thinking I might do a giveaway. If anyone is in my VIP group, which is Facebook group that is for my Australian customers, I'm considering doing a giveaway over there. So if you are in that group, I'm going to cut a white one of these. All right. So let me grab, I've got white, and I'm just going to very quickly cut myself a white contour die. So this is a rectangle. Goodness me, why have I got so much stuff everywhere tonight, guys? And why can't I find anything? More than usual. Never mind. All right, so I have this now, and let's see which of our stamps is going to fit this nicely. We've got a few options. I like the Glory to God in the highest. That's going to fit on here quite nicely. And if we decide to go landscape, we could go Oh Holy Night. That would fit on here beautifully. We could go landscape. Just means that our pieces will go down, and there's no reason why not. Okay, so that's a possibility. Do we like that idea? The other one that's on here is The Stars Are Brightly Shining. That's also really nice. And if I was going to do that, I was thinking I could also add a little piece from the Shining Brightly DSP. So if you haven't seen that, it is beautiful. Let me grab it for you. So I've got, mine's in pieces because I've been using it, but this is the Shining Brightly DSP. So it's vanilla with little gold stars. Can you see them all on there? And then this one has like leaves and berries, really pretty. And this one almost like a tile kind of a design. That's really nice. And then we've got the same, we've got the navy with the stars. And it's the same designs, but on the navy. All right, and there's a couple of sheets of each, I think. Is that right? Let's see. Does it tell me on the back? Yep. I'm not sure if I actually have the backing piece. No, I don't seem to. So let's have a look at the mini, because that's where we'll find it. They're up towards the front here. Here we go. All right, so here's the paper. It's called Shining Brightly, 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series back. Paper is 6 sheets, so one each of 6 different designs, all the 6 designs that are shown there. So 3 of them are in the vanilla and 3 of them are on the Night of Navy. And then you've got this gorgeous navy glittered ribbon. So beautiful. These star trinkets are currently out of stock, so you cannot buy the whole suite because these guys are out of stock. But you can get everything else individually if you wanted to. So you've got the Oh Holy Night paper. You've got the Night Divine bundle, which is this one here, the stamps that you've just seen me using, matched with the nativity scene, and then the Stars at Night, which is the stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder. So the hybrid embossing folder is great because you can cut it out with the dies that are in here. Just gorgeous. Really, really lovely how they work together. So that's what we've currently got. Navy stars, do you think? Well, we could. We've got some navy stars here. So let's have a look and see what we could do with these. All right, so if I was to go this way, given that I think I like the words that go this way, we also do have Joy and Peace and the Lord is my shepherd on there as well. So you could also have those. This one's too wide. I'd need to go up to the next size if I wanted to use this one. So that would be nice, but that's going to cover up a lot of our beautiful paper, and I don't really want to cover up any more than I need to. So that's my thinking why I want to do this one. Maybe Oh Holy Night, do we like that idea? Navy stars. Okay, I'm reading what people are writing. Oh, thanks Shirley for the thumbs up. That's lovely. And what would I do with, where would I put these if I'm going to put them? I could have them just behind here, but then you're not going to see any of the stars, really. You hardly see any if I put them behind here. Or I could do, I would need to have a different piece. I could have a piece that runs from one side to the other along the bottom, so I'm not losing any of that beautiful gold. We could do that. Let's have a think about that. Let's see. Well, let me grab my trimmer again and see how that looks. If I made it, I don't want it very wide. We'll try 1.3 or half an inch and see how that looks. So if I was to put those across there, and I'd have to trim it off to be in line with that. Move that up a little and have that going over here. Potentially. What do you think? Could we do that? Or we could go right along the very edge. There's so many options, isn't there? Lots and lots of different things you could do with this. All right, so if we're going to use the navy, then I'm going to use navy for my stamping. Oh, Holy Night? Yeah, I think that's what people are saying. That seems to be what everyone likes the idea of. All right, so it just fits on a D block. Either that, a D or an E, but D will fit. You've just got to turn it kind of diagonally for it to fit. Okay, let's have a look here. Isn't that pretty? It's such a nice font. I love this font. It's gorgeous. The other thing that would look really good on here, and I have to say it, vellum would look really good on here as well, like behind. All right, so let's try this down the bottom here and see how that looks. And I'm thinking, do I go right to the edge? No, I don't. I think I want to go back just a tiny, tiny bit. So I'm actually going to run my seal straight across there. And I'm going to have it, so it's a couple of, about 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch up from the bottom. And then I'm going to turn this over and grab my scissors and pop them right there. There we go. Like that. So the nice thing about this paper, this gorgeous, gorgeous brush gold paper, is that you can keep your cards very, very simple. Okay, and that, you know, that extra bling on here is a bit pow, you know, a bit of extra. The other thing I could do is add some gold metallic bling if I wanted to. Okay, like this. And do we need some ribbon maybe? Maybe some of the navy and gold glittered ribbon? Or we could add some twine. This is the navy and gold glittered. Look, I've got a whole new pack of it. It's just gorgeous. I think I've got an open pack though. Let me see. Oh, maybe I don't have an open pack. Maybe I have to open the. Maybe I have to open that one. I've got some other options as well for ribbon. We have Balmy Blue variegated. That also would look nice. That's very pretty. But if you get the option to use gold glittered navy ribbon, golden navy glittered ribbon, you kind of want to use it, right? I'm just looking. I've also got this navy ribbon, which is also very pretty. There's some beautiful ribbons we have right now. I'm just looking. No, looks like I have to open the new golden navy ribbon. Glitter ribbon, yes, I know, Leslie. I kind of have to. This one would also be nice. This, look, and it's even got a bow already tied in the end of that. That also would be nice, but it doesn't. I think the gold and navy glittered just has to be used. It's asking to be used, so I'm going to open it. Okay. Let's go. Now, I could tie a knot. I can, if I'm going to tie a bow, I'm going to try and tie a little tiny weeny bow because I think a big bow would be overpowering and not right. So let me play with this and see if I can adjust it. It's so beautiful, this ribbon. Oh my goodness. It already went out of stock once. I'm not surprised. It is in stock last time I looked. But it's stunning. Let's try and make this ribbon tiny, this bow tiny, I should say. See, now that is beautiful. Oh, let me grab my ribbon scissors. And let's go here. Just like that to one side there. Do we like that? A knot. Oh, maybe I should have, Joan, but I think a small bow is so pretty. It kind of works. So I'm going to try attaching that with glue dots. Sorry, yes, glue dots. Glue dots. Because glue dots are my favorite adhesive for adding something like this. So to add a bow, what we do is we find our glue dot. Here it is. And then we stick the bow on the glue dot, okay? Give it a hard push with your thumb, really hard, and then take it off, and the glue dot should come too, okay? And then all you got to do is stick it on. All right. How's that looking for a simple card? Oh my goodness. Who says cards have to be convoluted and difficult? Not me. All right, so now we get to say, okay, do we want bling, and what bling do we want? We have brushed gold metallic dots in this pack. We have pearls. Pearls could work. What else? We have, oh, I know something we have which could be rather fun. Let me see if I have any. I think I already put them in a bag for next week's class. But in the tinsel gems, we have Misty Moonlight gems, which would match in with the navy just fine. They would look really good, actually. I have white sequins. Well, they're iridescent, really. I have those. And then I also have the glitter, the white glitter sequins. Okay, so the white glitter sequins are another option, but I just need to, I know where they are. They're in a bag just on the other side of the room. So I could grab those if anyone thinks that I should be using them. What do you think? What do you think? The blue bling. I can't do the stars. I'm all out of them. I've used all my stars up. So I have to, and they're out of stock, so I can't buy more. So the blue bling. Okay, let's go with the blue bling. That's these. And got my take your pick tool again. I'm going to go with the dark here. And then maybe a couple of small ones. One here. And one here. And there we go. I'm calling that finished. What do we think? Do we like it? Do you like the card? I know it's pretty simple, but sometimes when you've got enough sparkle and enough fun elements, it doesn't matter if it's simple. It can work. So here are our cards tonight. This is what we have. Do we like them? Both really different. Very different cards. Do you have a favorite? Which one do you like best? This one took a lot longer because of the coloring, but I think they both work. You love the cards, Monique. That's good. I'm so glad you guys are an easy audience to please. Super easy. And here I am. I'm back again. Did anyone unsure about the bow? Yeah, I can see why, but I do like it. And you know what? I tied a really good bow. You know, sometimes you tie a really good bow and you really, really want to use it. That's a nice bow. Made easy by the beautiful ribbon, but still. Okay, so has anyone got any questions for me? The wheelbarrow card is your favorite? Oh, that's good, Lynn. All right, so this weekend, for those of you who are attending On Stage tomorrow, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. It starts at midday and goes until 5:30, so it's all afternoon. And then Sunday night, I'll be back here. I also, I think we have the new products and there's lots and lots of things around the corner. So stay tuned because you just don't know when we're going to have more interesting things for you. Okay. It is a nice bow. I know. I was very proud of that one. Had to use it. All right, you guys. Well, have a fantastic weekend ahead. For those of you going to On Stage, have a great day and I'll see you Sunday night. Bye-bye.